Yeah, well, 4 years ago, it was believed in the aftermath of January 6 in 2021 that Donald Trump's political career may be over. He was rebuked by both Democrats and some Republicans alike, including the lead of the Senate, Mitch McConnell, at that time. But fast forward 4 years, and he is arguably more powerful now than he ever has been. In a very unremarkable event here on January 6, Kamala Harris certified the election results from November's election. It took all of 36 minutes, a considerable contrast to what the events took 4 years ago, but much more in line with what we expect this formality of the election process to be. And Kamala Harris reading out the Electoral College votes and indeed announcing herself that Donald Trump had indeed been victorious over herself. Now, she joins a list of just a very few vice presidents who've had to be in that position, just three before her, the most recent being Al Gore in 2001. It is a very short list of vice presidents who have had to read out the election results of people who've defeated themselves for the running of the United States. All eyes now then will be on the inauguration. Of course, there is another big event taking place here in DC in the meantime. That is, of course, the funeral of President Jimmy Carter. That is why the flags at the Capitol here are flying at half-mast. But the inauguration is now what we are gearing up for on the 20th of January. Donald Trump, we are told, has been watching proceedings here in Mar-a-Lago and is expecting to make his triumphant return to DC in a couple of weeks' time with a rally the night before the inauguration in downtown DC.
Indeed. It's such a contrast, though, isn't it, to what happened 4 years ago? Donald Trump disputing everything about the election with, it seemed, no real evidence apart from the fact it was what he believed. Now, of course, when the result goes the other way, no quibbles at all. It's the way it should be. It actually brought doubt on the whole system in the US, didn't it? All doubt from the man who's now the president.
Yeah, of course, Donald Trump has never conceded that he lost the election back in 2020. There was a moment that he seemed to say that he had accepted that, but then walked back on that and said that he was joking. So he hasn't actually fully accepted that he lost that election to Joe Biden. And of course, there was 4 years of tumultuous headlines that have followed. But the Democrats say that they have been trying to walk away from that and actually try to get back to some kind of normality and normal governance. Kamala Harris actually puts out a video on her Instagram this morning saying that she would be going ahead with her vice presidential duties as they are laid out in the Constitution. And Donald Trump tweeted something on his Truth Social platform as well, which was a picture, as you can see, as we throw that up for you, a picture of the crowd that was at his speech at the Ellipse on January 6th in the hours before those some of those protesters then headed down here to the Capitol, and obviously we know what happened in the aftermath of that. Some of the most iconic images in American history, and one of the most important days in American history as well. So Donald Trump, this time we are told by top advisors, is feeling completely vindicated and is looking forward to new governance and getting back into office. He's already started working with the Republicans here on Capitol Hill in both the House and the Senate. Of course, Republicans have a razor-thin majority in the House, and they're now discussing what their first few policy ideas will be. We are told they are looking at tax as well as energy and the border as well. Donald Trump in favor of lumping those all into one bill to get those through by the end of April, and some Republicans are hoping to split them up into more digestible bills. But the conversations as to what that future will look like continue.
Indeed. Interesting times. Fraser Jackson.